Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and it's time for another breakfast with Blaha. And today I'm having fat-free Greek yogurt, almond butter, and walnuts. All right, let's talk a little bit about the bench press. And the funny thing is, I can get away with this more than other people because a lot of times people will say, well, people who brag on the bench press, it's just power lifters who are good at it. I'm a power lifter who sucks at the bench press. My bench press is tiers below my squat and deadlift. I'm working at it very, very hard now because I understand the bench press. I have plenty of clients who outbench me. You know, it happens, it's embarrassing, but you guys have seen it. And I'm working on it. So I am the person who would want to say, hey, the bench sucks. But let's be realistic. There's a reason the bench press is used as a test of strength. Right? That's even come up before. You know, I've heard experts in kinesiology have said, look, there's a reason the bench press is used in the NFL combine for these elite athletes. It's part of the testing to determine how many millions of dollars you're going to get in a contract. Okay? That's not done arbitrarily. It's not done arbitrarily. Again, this is a sport with millions and millions and millions of dollars. They have experts who do design and look at this testing. All right, it's a proxy for upper body strength. You know, a lot of times they'll pull that line and they'll say, well, the overhead press, standing press uses more. No, it doesn't. It doesn't even use more stabilizers. What? The reason we can move such big weights on the bench and why you see some people who just have monstrously big benches, yes, there's technique. A lot of that technique, though, is what? Learning to use your whole body to bench. Okay? Because people say, well, standing up versus laying down. You're not laying down. If you are laying down on the bench, okay, if you honestly think that a correctly done strong bench press means you lay down on the bench, you don't know how to fucking bench press. And if you do have a strong bench and you learn how to use your whole body correctly and get tight, super tight and rigid to where you're not laying on the bench, your bench is going to go way up. Okay? Same thing, people will say, well, we should replace it with a weighted chin up. No, not really. Bench still uses more muscles. Because the weighted chin using biceps and lats, you can get a massive weighted chin up with just big biceps and big lats. You can develop those two muscles, some of the smaller supporting musculature, and that's what's moved. It doesn't rely as much on stabilizers as the bench. Because we have an object to push against, because we can dig our feet in the way that we do, every muscle of the upper body plays a role in building a really elite bench. Okay, that's the difference between having a big bench, you know, a guy who benches 300, 315, versus guys who bench 500, 600. Okay, these are people who have learned to use their lats, their traps, their biceps, leg drive. Right? They're not just using the primary movers. On a weighted chin, you are limited to really a couple of muscles, like three muscles doing all the work. On the bench, you have three big muscles doing all the work, but all the others need to be developed. You're not going to have an elite bench without building the others up. Okay, that's the difference. How many top power lifters out there like you have to focus on your lats and upper back? Those aren't even the primary movers. That would be like saying on a chin, well, you got to really build your chest and your triceps and your delts, because you don't for it. Not necessary. But with the bench, you are having to dig in and stabilize and get super tight. And we use these muscles to create tightness through the body. We use these muscles to maintain a certain bar path. Okay, a lot of the technique that is involved in benching is about using all the muscles, and they need to be big and strong. And again, almost every person out there you see who benches over 500 pounds, look at their backs. Even if they don't squat and deadlift, if they're a bench specialist, look at their back. They almost always have massive traps, massive lats, massive triceps, delts, everything. You look at them from behind, they're thick. It's not just their chest. And the chest, again, pecs matter. Pecs is the primary mover. Now, delts and triceps are also, though. Okay, this is a proxy for total upper body strength and development. That's what it is if you do the lift correctly. And again, if you're not doing the lift correctly, you're losing 50, 60, 70 pounds off what you could be doing. Right? If you're just such a brutally strong guy that you can just brute strength up 400, imagine what would happen if you learned to use your lats and traps and everything else, and to get proper leg drive and to dig in tight. Because that's what the technique is. It really is. It's about using all those muscles to support a perfect bar path. And they need to be big and strong when it starts getting real heavy. So when people start saying it's not this other lift is a better test of strength, then why can't you move more weight? Right? If so many more muscles are involved, why don't we see 500, 600, 700 pound overhead pressers? When's the last time anyone did a 500 pound chin up? Now that's counting even their body weight. You want to know what the world record is? I do. I'll let you go look it up. Go look up what the world record weighted chin is. I promise you it's nowhere near 500 pounds even when you add the person's weight in. Like 500 pounds would be a 200 pound man doing 300 pounds of plates for a full range of motion. Nobody's ever done it in any sort of sanctioned environment. Like with proper witnessing. Well, the Guinness Book of World Records has a record. It's less than you think it is. There's a lot of you guys are out there doing half reps. Talking a full weighted chin up that's lower than you think. It's nowhere near 500 pounds total, not even close. Yet in today's strength world, a 500 pound bench has become a standard. I know it's crazy. I'm over here working to get to 400 again, my mediocre bench. And quite frankly, in today's competitive strength world, a 400 bench just isn't that good now. I hate to have to admit it, and that's my goal. My goal right now. It's a test of strength. It's the upper body test of strength for a reason. It's one of the few exercises where we can move truly big weights because we use the entire upper body. It will find your weak links. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.